Today, I'm going to tell you about the hottest boss ever. It didn't happen all that long ago, and people who actually know me might actually have an idea who this is about. But this happened real recently, where I met the hottest boss ever. Just got this new job. In fact, I was sort of still just learning the position. One of the things is that you had to sort of graduate. Now, as you can imagine, I'm a bit of a talker, and so of course my job involved talking a lot. So I'm actually a very good talker, and basically the jobs that I do, I'm required to talk as part of the job. Here I am sitting there talking away, trying to make the phone calls work in a call center. Everybody who knows about working in a call center, it's really, it's kind of like a weird environment because it's sort of tense, but it's sort of alive at the same time. It's very kind of a different environment than many work environments. You're staying computers, you have to pay attention to your customer, and there's things going on around you that you also sort of have to pay attention to too. Having a new job, you're always a bit nervous. You're always trying to make sure you're doing everything right. You don't want to get fired, so you don't want to make any major mistakes, and at the same time, you got to pay attention, make sure you're making the customer happy as you can. To top it off, I had sort of just come off a long string of where I would ask out tons and tons and tons of women. About 6 months, I was going around and asking out every single girl that I can get my eyes on for their number, out for dinner, all sorts of stuff, trying sort of like to get a date. And I had turned myself into sort of an automated ask-out robot. Discovered that really wasn't that effective, but nonetheless, my mind was sort of trained. See a pretty girl? Ask her out right away. In general, in call centers, every once in a while, there's quite a few attractive women. And so when I got to there, it was like this maven of gorgeous girls. And I usually would be asking them all out. Of course, a workplace, it's a lot different than if you're in a mall or on the street or, just a customer or just even passing by as somebody that you just meet. When you're in a work environment, you got to be a lot more sensitive about these things. Nonetheless, I was just coming out of training and I was just on the floor. And while I was on a phone call, the most gorgeous girl I think I've ever seen in my life came and sat next to me, and she said, "I'm your new boss." My mouth dropped. You're a new boss? I couldn't even say. I'm a professional talker. I had nothing to say to this girl. I did not know how to talk looking at this girl. With my set on, I was like, "You're my new..." I couldn't believe it. The girl was absolutely perfect. She was short. She had blonde hair. She had glasses. She was so pretty. She was so well endowed. She was my dream girl. I couldn't believe it. I went ape. I couldn't believe it. This girl is going to be my boss? Are you joking me? How am I supposed to listen to this girl? I can't even look at her. But she was super nice. She was charming. She was intelligent. She had a degree. I had a degree. There's only like 2 or 3 people in the entire, out of 600 people who had a degree, and we were 2 of them. She was perfect for me. Of course, straight away, my mind goes, I gotta ask this girl out. How am I gonna ask this girl? I can't ask her. How do you ask out your own boss? The perfect age. She had gone to school. She could speak French. She was bilingual. I don't speak French. But you know what? That just shows how smart she was. She was like a Liberian kind of dream girl. Liberian. That was just sitting there, sitting beside me, saying that she was my new boss. And I did not know how to respond to it at all. My drool starts coming out of my mouth. She started smiling at me because she knew I liked her right away. All of a sudden I started speaking this weird sort of foreign accent, dialogue, language. I couldn't even talk. Oh my God. What am I gonna do? I don't know what to do. Oh my God. 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 I really had no idea what to do because once a week I had to go over and do like these coaching sessions with her, and she would try to tell me like how to do better in my job, and I couldn't do nothing except stare at her like this. I just look at her, I look up at her eyes, I look at her lips, I look at her body. I was like, I didn't hear anything she was saying. I was like, yes, master, yes, master, yes, sure. I'm a little guy, and so there's not that many girls that are shorter than me, and she was. So you know what? She was absolutely fantastic. Actually, you know, I couldn't believe it. So she was my boss for about 3 months, and then I had to move on because I had graduated out of whatever department she was in, and I moved on to the more like a senior boss at the place. I can't really say that, you know, I ever asked her. I heard she had a boyfriend, but I have a feeling that they might have broken up. But still, just the nature of the situation was such that, I really wanted to ask her out, and I really wanted to, but there was no way to do that, without, crossing sort of like these weird lines. So it was a very, very awkward situation for her. I'll tell you, you know, if you ever run into these situations, there, fellas, where you get these incredibly hot boss ladies, I guess you got to do what I do. Stare at her like this. Yo, there's my story for the hottest boss of all time. I just recently had her, and you know what? It was awesome. Everybody, hope you liked that video.
Ew.